Chapter 81 Confrontation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Seeing that the dish was about to fall on Dai Mubai's head, a hand stretched out from the side, and firmly caught the dish without spilling a bit. Ding! Tang San used the crane to capture the dragon. Your martial spirit was prepared long ago, and you used all your strength to violently crack the secret of controlling the crane to capture the dragon. The simulation was successful. You have obtained the soul skill to control cranes and capture dragons. Good skill. Yi Feng slapped the table excitedly and almost stood up. It's too powerful. No matter how fast you Tang San is, you still have been seized by my martial spirit. Awesome. Hey, little thing, I just don't want to waste this dish. Tang San thought Yi Feng was praising him, and scratched his head in embarrassment. How could this be? Seeing that his plan had failed, the young man froze for a moment, and while he was in a daze, Dai Mubai was already furious. In the past few days, because of a series of things, his life has been extremely aggrieved, and he has long wanted to vent his anger. How can I let it go now that I have finally seized the opportunity? Suddenly, Dai Mubai stood up like lightning. Before the opponent could react, he kicked that young man in the stomach. The young man only felt a huge force coming, and his body flew out involuntarily. Finally, it accurately hit the table where Zhanghui Academy was located. This movement immediately attracted the attention of everyone in the hotel, and the guests who were closer to them hurriedly got up and hid far away, for fear of harming Chiyu. Several other students of Zhanghui Academy stood up at once, glaring at Dai Mubai and others one by one, wishing they could rush to fight immediately. The middle-aged teacher also stood up, and after checking the young man's injuries, he shouted at Dai Mubai, "Which academy are you from? You dare to hit my student? If you hit me, why, you are not convinced." Dai Mubai looked at them with disdain and contempt on his face. How arrogant he was like that. Even Yi Feng and others wanted to beat him up. What an arrogant boy. Which academy do you belong to? If you have the ability to report the name of your academy. Seeing Dai Mubai's arrogant appearance, the middle-aged teacher decided to play it safe, in case he meets someone they can't afford, but it would be bad. Heh, I want to talk about it. You are not worthy. Dai Mubai had a proud face, and those who didn't know would think that he was born with a powerful background. Okay, very good, do it for me, and teach them a hard lesson. The middle-aged teacher was so angry that his face turned blue, and he couldn't care about anything else. He waved his hand fiercely, signaling others to do it. The faculties of Zhanghui College had been waiting for the teacher to speak for a long time. As soon as he finished speaking, except for the only female college, the other 5 immediately rushed towards them. Do you want to fight? I like it. Xiao Wu turned over excitedly, jumped up from her seat, and went up to meet him without hesitation. As soon as Xiao Wu moved, Tang San naturally moved too. The matter was provoked by Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun, so naturally they will not be idle. Especially Dai Mubai, directly and forcefully blocked the two, suppressing them and beating them. Xiao Wu, Tang San, and Ma Hongjun were not idle either. Each of them dealt with each other with ease, because in the hotel, both sides did not release their martial spirits. They only used ordinary fists and kicks, but there are a few of them. Each of them is very strong, and their level is above Zhanghui Academy. Within a minute, the 5 students were thrown out in an instant. Idiots, you don't know how to use martial arts. The middle-aged teacher looked at his students angrily, and he couldn't argue with his anger. The teacher's words made the students of Zhanghui Academy wake up. One by one got up from the ground, and released their martial souls without hesitation. All of a sudden, the entire hotel was filled with various lights. With the blessing of the spirit and spirit ring, the 5 students of Zhanghui Academy felt that they were doing well again. Looking at each other's spirit and spirit ring, Dai Mubai was even more disdainful. Not only their spirits were ordinary, even their spirit ring was rubbish. Among the 5 people, there are 2 weapon spirits and 3 beast spirits. The 2 weapon spirits are spear and 3-pronged fork. And the 3 beast spirits are deer, sheep and horse. The spirit rings are not strong either. There are 2 spirit rings, 1 white and 1 yellow, only 10-year and 100-year spirit rings. Is this the strength of Zhanghui Academy? Remember that you are still an advanced Soul Master Academy, and you teach this kind of stuff. Brothers, release our spirit rings and let them open their eyes. White tiger, possessed. As soon as the words fell, Dai Mubai also moved, his body suddenly swelled, the aura of the king of beasts permeated the entire space, the deer, sheep, and horse spirit owners on the opposite side felt it even more deeply. In front of the aura of the king of beasts, their strength has been greatly suppressed. Under the feet, 3 soul rings rose one after another, yellow, yellow, and purple. Especially the appearance of the purple soul ring filled the eyes of the 5 people on the opposite side with horror. At the same time Dai Mubai released his martial spirit, Ma Hongjun and others also took action. Phoenix, possessed. Purple-red light surged out from Fatty's body, his body changed rapidly, and 2 yellow soul rings rose up under his feet at the same time. When Tang San and Xiao Wu also released their spirits, the 4 of them stood in a row, instantly becoming the most dazzling stars in the hotel. The moment Sanghui Academy saw the configuration of spirit rings of Dai Mubai and others, the energy that Sanghui Academy had just brought up was completely vented, not to mention the others, but they couldn't beat Dai Mubai alone. This is the 3-ringed soul master, especially the 1000-year level soul ring, so they didn't have the courage to fight at all. What makes them even more unbalanced is that the people in front of them are much younger than them, but their strength is higher than them. If they insist on it, they will completely humiliate themselves. Wait. I'm Yi Zhiqiu, the director of Sanghui Academy. Excuse me. Which sect do you belong to? Maybe I still know the teacher of your academy. That the middle-aged teacher, Yi Zhiqiu, asked politely. He can't help but be rude. This kind of strength can only be cultivated by those big sects. If he accidentally meets someone he can't afford, he will cause trouble. You know how powerful we are. Listen carefully, we belong to Shrek Academy. Ma Hongjun looked at Yi Zhiqiu triumphantly, his face full of pride. What? Yi Zhiqiu was taken aback, his head spinning rapidly. He thought for a long time, but he didn't remember which academy Shrek was from. Where is Shrek Academy? Why have I never heard of it? Dai Mubai snorted coldly. That's because you are ignorant. If you want to do it, do it. What are you talking about? Being scolded face to face by a kid, Yi Zhiqiu couldn't hold back his face anymore. Although he was a little afraid of this academy he had never heard of, in front of so many people, he represented Sanghui Advanced Soul Master Academy. If he just flinched like this, well, what face will I have to be a teacher in the future? Thinking of this, Yi Zhiqiu gritted his teeth. Without hesitation, his soul power instantly circulated. Xian Gui, possessed. End of this chapter. Chapter 82. You are listening at novelfull.audio. With a deep roar, huge soul power was released from Yi Zhiqiu's body. A circle of black ripples shone, and Yi Zhiqiu's limbs began to shrink back. A piece of tortoise shell bulged on the back, and the whole person looked like a walking tortoise. Following the possession of the black turtle, 1 white, 2 yellow, and 2 purple, 5 soul rings rose from Yi Zhiqiu's feet, circling up and down along the body. This is too bad, it's actually a soul king above level 50. Shocked by the huge aura, Tang San and Dai Mubai looked at each other. Solemn expressions flashed. Although Yi Zhiqiu's soul ring is not the best soul ring configuration, but the soul king is the soul king, it is not something they can deal with. At this moment, whether it was Tang San or Dai Mubai, Yi Feng's figure flashed in his mind at the same time. Facing this teacher Yi Zhiqiu, he was probably the only one who could deal with it. It's a pity that Dai Mubai provoked this matter first, and he was too embarrassed to speak to Yi Feng, and even if he lowered his head and spoke, he might not necessarily help. Similarly, Tang San also had the same thoughts in his heart. Even if Xiao Wu acted without authorization and involved him, he never thought about asking for help. After all, although they were classmates in the same academy, they hadn't really gotten along for a long time, and with his mind, he had already seen the rigid relationship between Yi Feng and Dai Mubai. You children are too ignorant. Today I will teach you a lesson for your teacher, so that you know what respect and courtesy are. Yi Zhiqiu found a good excuse for himself, and was ready to do it first. You shameless bastard, if you want to bully the small, just say so. What excuses are you looking for? Start him down and they'll be safe. It's a pity that Fatty's calculations were in vain, and he didn't know what happened. Such a big movement didn't disturb Zhao Wuji upstairs. Everyone, gentlemen, please don't fight in the small shop, small business, there are so many guests in the hotel, if you want to hit you, go outside. That just when Yi Zhiqiu was about to make a move, the hotel owner came tremblingly among the crowd. Although his legs were trembling, he was obliged to stand up for the sake of his hotel. Dare to call me a bastard? Okay, very good, you have successfully angered me today, you little brats, come outside if you have the ability, I will wait for you outside. The fat man's nonsense offended Yi Zhiqiu's rebellion, and he laughed out of anger, and walked out of the hotel first. A group of Tsanhui students behind them gave them a provocative look proudly, and followed them out one after another. What should I do? I'm about to die, why hasn't Mr. Zhao come out? As soon as the people left, Ma Hongjun jumped up instantly. Don't you understand? Teacher Zhao won't take care of our affairs at all, unless life is in danger. Dai Mubai said angrily. The dean made it very clear before they set off that they could only rely on themselves for this task, and teacher Zhao's existence was only for their survival. Then what to do, if you go out now, won't you be punished severely by that old bastard? Ma Hongjun jumped anxiously, and finally accidentally saw Yi Feng who was eating at the table, his eyes lit up instantly. That's right, we still have Brother Feng. Brother Feng is also a soul king, and he also has a 10,000-year soul ring. He will definitely be able to defeat that old bastard. As soon as these words came out, Dai Mubai's eyes flickered, silently turned his head to the side, not born. Xiao Wu and Tang San looked at Yi Feng expectantly, waiting for his reply. However, facing everyone's eyes, Yi Feng still ate his food calmly as if he didn't see it. Brother Feng, are you really not going to help them? Oscar asked cautiously. Help me, didn't you just say that it's a mediocrity who doesn't dare to cause trouble, and those who can't solve the trouble are idiots? They caused the trouble themselves, and they deserve it if they get beaten up. Why should I help? Yi Feng looked at Oscar strangely. He didn't like Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun at all. If conditions allowed, he still wanted to eat melons and go to the theater, so how could he help? As for Tang San and Xiao Wu, we can only blame them for their unreasonable disasters. Whoever saw a fight, Xiao Wu rushed up excitedly. If you like to beat people, you must be prepared to be beaten. This is not very good, after all, we are also from the same academy. Oscar hesitated. Yi Feng shook his head. Don't talk about it, I don't care about this matter. Damn it, let's just ignore it. Could it be that without you, we'd be scared, Xiao Wu glared at Yi Feng and said angrily. Naturally, they also heard the conversation between Yi Feng and Oscar. Tang San didn't feel anything yet, but Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun had some ideas. Anyway, they are a team. They are about to be beaten, but they don't stand up to help. They don't have any team spirit. Let's go out and meet them. I still don't believe it, he dares to do something to us. Dai Mubai walked out with a gloomy expression. Behind them, Tang San, Ma Hongjun, and Xiao Wu looked at each other, and followed immediately. Brother Feng, are you really not going to help? Ning Rongrong tilted her head, a little worried about Xiao Wu's safety. Eat your meal. Don't forget, we also have teachers. When it's time to take action, Teacher Zhao will take action. Yi Feng rubbed her head and comforted her. Zhu Zhuqing looked at Yi Feng silently, then lowered his head to eat, as if all this had nothing to do with her. In her opinion, Dai Mubai and the others deserve to be beaten even if they do nothing to cause trouble. It turns out that Teacher Zhao will make a move, so I don't worry. Ning Rongrong patted his chest, put down his worry in an instant, picked up his chopsticks and continued to eat. She firmly believed in Yi Feng's words. He said that Mr. Zhao would make a move, so he would definitely do it. Here, Dai Mubai and Tang San cheered up and came outside the hotel. Have you finally come out? It's a bit courageous, but aren't there 8 of you? Why don't the rest of you come out? Isn't it because you are afraid? Yi Zhiqiu laughed. I don't need all my companions to come out to deal with you as a bastard, but to deal with you, the 4 of us are enough. Ma Hongjun forcefully spoke. Stop talking nonsense, let's do it together, and today I will teach you a lesson for your teacher. Yi Zhiqiu simply shut up, and prepared to speak with facts. Strike first is the best. Dai Mubai gave Tang San a look, the second spirit ring lit up, intense energy gathered in his mouth, and instantly gathered into a dazzling wave of light, attacking Yi Zhiqiu. End of this chapter. Chapter 83. You are listening at hard.Your. When Dai Mubai moved, Tang San also moved. Strands of blue-silver grass sprang out like a python, wrapping Yi Zhiqiu in an instant. At the same time, he and Xiao Wu looked at each other, one left and one right, and rushed towards Yi Zhiqiu at the same time. Behind him, flames rose all over Ma Hongjuan's body, and a scorching phoenix line of fire spewed out from his mouth. Although there was no cooperation, the four of them attacked at the same time. Facing their attack, Yi Zhiqiu stayed where he was, and the first and second soul rings under his feet instantly lit up. The tortoise shell on his body suddenly broke away from the expansion, protecting him, and at the same time, centering on him, a layer of black cold current with icy breath spread out from his body. Tang San's blue-silver grass encountered that cold current, and suddenly froze, turning into crystal icicles, which shattered into pieces as soon as they touched it. At the same time, Dai Mubai's white tiger Lai Guanghua and Ma Hongjuan's phoenix firewire hit Yi Zhiqiu's tortoise shell, only causing his body to shake slightly, and did not suffer the slightest injury. However, the temperature of Ma Hongjuan's phoenix flame was very high, and he continued to attack. After only holding on for a while, Yi Zhiqiu felt that he couldn't hold on anymore. Bang 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 bang. On the left and right, Tang San and Xiao Wu took the opportunity to attack, but they were all blocked by Yi Zhiqiu's black turtle body protection. The effect was not as good as Ma Hongjuan's flame. From Ma Hongjuan's phoenix fire line, Yi Zhiqiu was very surprised. He felt that if he was burned like this, he would soon be unable to bear it. At this moment, Yi Zhiqiu decided not to keep his hand anymore. His expression became concentrated. The third soul ring under his feet lit up, a stream of black water spewed out from his mouth, and combined with the cold air generated by the second soul ring spread out. In an instant, Tang San and Xiao Wu, who were closer, only felt their bodies start to stiffen, as if even the blood on their bodies had been frozen. Quickly rewind. Luckily, Dai Mubai stood in front of Tang San and Xiao Wu with the white tiger shield on his back, accepting the damage for them. But even with the white tiger body shield on, Dai Mubai himself felt uncomfortable. The light shield on his body flickered, as if it was about to go out in the next moment. Huh, you can't stop my attack, just admit defeat. With the turtle shell on, Yi Zhiqiu looked ridiculous, like an upright tortoise, but under the stimulation of soul power, the tyrannical aura was revealed, but no one felt it was ridiculous, especially when seeing Yi Zhiqiu walking towards them step by step. Dai Mubai felt chills all over, and regretted provoking them, but it was too late to regret it now. If nothing happened, the beating would be inevitable. It's late at night, you don't go to rest. What are you doing here? Too busy. At this moment, a familiar voice sounded, making Dai Mubai and others ecstatic. Everyone turned their heads, only to see a burly figure appearing in front of them, followed by Yi Feng, Ning Rongrong, Oscar, and Zhu Zhuqing. Mr. Zhao, you are finally here. Ma Hongjun exclaimed in surprise. If I don't come, am I going to watch you get beaten? Zhao Waoqi said angrily, go back to sleep, I'll deal with you later. Wait. Seeing that they wanted to leave, Yi Zhiqiu quit. His students were all beaten up, and he had to give an explanation no matter what. What? Are you dissatisfied? Zhao Waoqi asked impatiently. He is still angry at this moment. These boys have not learned other skills, but they have learned a lot of troublemaking skills. You are their teacher, right? Just now your student insulted our Zhanghui Academy. Why don't you give me an explanation? Yi Zhiqiu asked coldly. Huh, my student of Zhao Waoqi, when is it your turn to teach me a lesson? It's fine if I don't ask you to give me an explanation, but if you dare to ask me for an explanation, I think you are impatient. Zhao Waoqi disdainful. He, Zhao Wuji, got the title of Feudal Ming King alive. He was the only one who made trouble for others, and he has never seen anyone make trouble for him. You, well, very well. As expected, there are as many students as there are teachers. If that's the case, let's see the truth. Yi Zhiqiu roared angrily, and rushed towards Zhao Waoqi. It should have been like this a long time ago. If there is anything, let's speak with strength. Zhao Waoqi showed a ferocious smile on his face. Today I will also try the feeling of beating people without martial spirit. Saying that, Zhao Waoqi slapped Yi Zhiqiu with a slap, boom. With this slap, Yi Zhiqiu hadn't reacted yet, his body had already been thrown far away, and more than half of the tortoise shell on his body was shattered, which shows how hard this slap was. It really feels good not to use a martial soul to smack people, no wonder at the beginning. Thinking of the situation when he was slapped, the corners of Zhao Waoqi's mouth twitched involuntarily. Pfft. Yi Zhiqiu fell to the ground far away. He didn't know whether he was seriously injured or out of breath. He spurted out a mouthful of blood, rolled his eyes, and passed out. Teacher. Several colleges of Tsanhui College rushed forward in a hurry, and some even gave Zhao Waoqi a look of fear. Teacher Zhao is too powerful, not seeing that Yi Zhiqiu, who was still very powerful just now, was slapped like this. Ma Hongjun and others were stunned, even Yi Feng, who was watching the play, looked solemn. Originally, he thought that during the assessment, relying on Zhu Zhuqing's martial soul fusion skill, he could compete with Zhao Waoqi on a par. As a result, it seems that his own strength is still a little bit worse. All of you, follow me. After cleaning up Yi Zhiqiu, Zhao Wuji turned his head and looked at Yi Feng and others with a slightly angry expression. After returning to the hotel, Zhao Waoqi slapped the table, glared at Yi Feng, Ning Rongrong, and Zhu Zhuqing. Why didn't you make a move just now? What are we doing? Yi Feng asked calmly. Why did they ask us to wipe their butts when they caused it themselves? If you have the ability to cause trouble, if you have the ability to solve it, if you can't solve it, then don't cause trouble. Isn't this a very simple truth? As soon as these words came out, the atmosphere instantly became tense. Fart, you are a team now, you should help each other, and fight together. Although Yi Feng felt that what he said was reasonable, Zhao Waoqi was not a reasonable person, so he slapped the table and looked straight at Yi Feng. But our team is at odds now, don't you see it? Yi Feng said. What do you mean? Zhao Wuji asked. It's nothing interesting. It's not my style to actively provoke others. If people don't offend me, I won't offend them. It's as simple as that. It's still the same sentence. If you have the ability to pick a problem, you have to have the ability to solve it. If I say that, can Mr. Zhao understand? In fact, what Yi Feng wants to say is that, for no reason, why should he help? Indeed, it was not difficult for him to deal with Yi Zhiqiu, it could even be said to be very simple, but he just didn't want to help. End of this chapter. Chapter 84. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mr. Zhao, it's not that we don't help, but it's unnecessary. Anyway, with Mr. Zhao around, there won't be any problems. Seeing that Zhao Waoqi looked a bit unable to get off the stage, Ning Rongrong rolled his eyes and gave him a step. As soon as Ning Rongrong spoke, Zhao Wuji's complexion improved a lot, and just as he was about to step down, Zhu Zhuqing, who had been silent all this time, spoke. Since Mr. Zhao said that we are a team, please restrain them and don't hurt others. Zhu Zhuqing's words immediately stiffened the atmosphere. Dai Mubai felt ashamed and angry. Unexpectedly, Zhu Zhuqing would say such unfeeling words. Mr. Zhao, what they said is right, this matter has nothing to do with them, it is our own fault. With a sullen face, Zhao Wuji turned his head to look at Dai Mubai. Tell me, what's wrong with you? We shouldn't make provocative words without knowing the opponent's strength. Dai Mubai lowered his head, feeling a little embarrassed. No, what you did wrong was not provoking your opponent, but molesting the other female student. Yi Feng shook his head in disappointment. Until now, Dai Mubai didn't understand why he didn't help. If it was just a simple fight, Yi Feng would not say anything, and even offered to help for the sake of fellow Shrek students, but he couldn't understand the way of molesting women. What? Are you molesting female students? Hearing this, Zhao Waoqi felt ashamed. He was upstairs just now, and he only knew that they had conflicts with others, and he wanted to take the opportunity to exercise them, so he didn't make a move. Now it seems that he shouldn't have shot just now, let them be beaten to death, so as not to be ashamed. Teacher Zhao, we were wrong. Ma Hongjun and the others immediately lowered their heads, so ashamed that they wished they could find a crack in the ground and burrow down. Get out, go back and reflect on me, and see how I deal with you when I go back. Zhao Waoqi waved his hand in disgust, and said with a stinky face, a group of people, as if they had been pardoned, didn't eat any food, and hurried upstairs and returned to their rooms, and Yi Feng followed them up, but his room was a little different. He shared a room with several girls, quadruple room, to put it bluntly, is Datong shop, a separate room with 4 beds, the interval between the beds is very short, and the layout is very compact. Then I'll sleep on the innermost bed. Yi Feng wisely chose the innermost corner. I'll choose the second bed. Ning Rongrong said hastily, fearing that the seat next to Yi Feng would be snatched away. Zhu Zhuqing glanced at the two of them, and silently chose the third bed. Xiao Wu was obviously a little angry that they didn't make a move together just now, and didn't speak, and sat straight on the last bed, sleep. Because of what happened just now, Yi Feng didn't bother to pay attention to them, and lay on the bed after pulling off the quilt. The girls were not interested in chatting, so they simply tidied up and went to bed. If Yi Feng hadn't been there, maybe they would have taken a bath and whispered something, but with a man like Yi Feng around, everything was inconvenient, so even if it was a little uncomfortable, I endured it. They didn't talk all night, and before dawn the next day, they were woken up by Zhao Waoqi's loud voice. Opening his eyes, Yi Feng took a look at yesterday's harvest. Host, Yi Feng, martial soul, top owl, 3/10, level, 56. Soul skill, rapid assault, proficient, thousands of arrow feathers, complete, phoenix flame, skilled, falcon disillusionment pupils, consummation, burst shadow killer, small success, skill, Liuli Xuantian Kungfu, proficient, distraction control, Qiqiao Linglong heart, .7 killing swordsmanship, consummation, hidden weapon technique. Proficient. Purple demon eyes, overview, proficiency, inferior disorderly cloak wind hammer method, not started, haunted, beginner, controlling cranes and capturing dragons, beginner, strength increase, 60%, speed increase, 60%, soul power increase, 60%, defense increase, 60%, attack increase, 60%, healing recovery, stamina increase, defense enhancement, negative status expulsion, dodge, hard skin, concealment, sharp vision. There were not much changes in other aspects, but Tang San made another move yesterday. Both Ghost Shadow Mistrack and Crane and Dragon Capture increased proficiency, reaching the level of beginners. Looking at the panel, Yi Feng felt that the several booster soul skills copied from his body were redundant. It would be great if they could be combined together. After all, these 5 boosters can just add up to form a full attribute booster. Perhaps because he sensed his thoughts, the system panel immediately changed, and the 5 power boosting soul skills, including power boosting, speed boosting, and soul power boosting, were illusory for a while, and then overlapped together to become a full attribute boost, 60%. It looks much more refreshing this way. Yi Feng was secretly happy. When he got up, he saw a wonderful scene. Ning Rongrong next to him was kicked aside by the quilt. Her clothes were messy, her little butt was turned upside down to face him, the skirt on her body was scattered around her waist for some reason, and the chubby little buttocks were exposed. At first glance, it was still white. Yi Feng glanced at it and felt that it wasn't very good, so he hurriedly got up and helped her pull down the skirt to cover it. Rongrong, get up soon, Teacher Zhao is waiting for us. Yi Feng shook Ning Rongrong and pulled her up. Ah, Brother Feng, why are you here? Ning Rongrong was in a daze. She hadn't come to her senses yet. Beside, Xiao Wu heard the movement, opened her eyes, and looked at Yi Feng vigilantly. Brother Feng, you didn't peek at us last night, did you? After one night, Xiao Wu regained her lively appearance, as if she had forgotten what happened yesterday. What's there for you to peek at? You're not as good as Zhu Qing. Yi Feng rolled his eyes and said angrily. While speaking, he also took a look at Zhu Zhuqing's position, only to find that there was no one on the bed. Okay, I knew you were thinking about Sister Zhu Qing, Rongrong. You see, Brother Feng is also a big carrot. Xiao Wu seemed to catch Yi Feng's pigtail with a glance, and jumped up with teeth and claws. Why did I put my mind to it? I was just telling the truth. Yi Feng glared at Xiao Wu. This girl is trying to sow discord. Brother Feng, do you think I'm beautiful or Zhu Zhuqing is beautiful? At this moment, Ning Rongrong's faint voice came over. Ah, they are all beautiful, each with its own characteristics. Hurry up, I'll wait for you downstairs. Sensing the bad atmosphere, Yi Feng hurriedly left a word and ran away. He was afraid that if he stayed any longer, he would have to face the issue of Ning Rongrong's death. Humph. I knew it. Seeing Yi Feng running away in embarrassment, Ning Rongrong pouted dissatisfiedly. He, you deserve it, you didn't help us yesterday. Xiao Wu proudly made a face at Yi Feng's leaving back. Xiao Wu, how do you think Zhu Zhuqing looks like, why is her figure so good, Xiao Wu, I also want to know. End of this chapter. Chapter 85 Star Do Great Forest. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As soon as he went out and came downstairs to the hotel, Oscar excitedly leaned over to Yi Feng's side. Brother Feng, how did you sleep last night? Oscar asked winkingly. As soon as these words came out, the eyes of Dai Mubai, Ma Hongjun, and Tang San all gathered, as if interested in this topic, especially Dai Mubai, although he didn't like Yi Feng very much, he also wanted to know how Yi Feng slept in the girl's room last night. Slept well. Yi Feng's mischief broke out, his brows were raised, and he showed a slight smile. What's the situation, Brother Feng, did you, he. Seeing Yi Feng's expression, Ma Hongjun was excited, moved the chair over like a dog's leg, and even wiped it with his sleeve, a way for him to elaborate. It is of course impossible to go into detail, but Yi Feng's ambiguous appearance not only made Dai Mubai's face ugly, even Tang San looked at Yi Feng with strange eyes. Dai Mubai turned his head to look at Zhu Zhuqing who was sitting alone in a corner, hesitated for a moment, and then asked, Zhu Zhuqing, you guys yesterday? Dirty. Zhu Zhuqing didn't even bother to look at Dai Mubai, and spit out two cold words without raising his head. Dai Mubai couldn't speak, he was her fiancé in name, couldn't he even ask what they did between them last night? Not long after, Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu also came down from upstairs. Okay, since everyone is here, those who haven't eaten eat quickly, and let's leave immediately after eating. Zhao Waoqi patted the table and said loudly. Yes. Seeing Zhao Waoqi's appearance ready to hit someone at any time, they became honest in an instant, and started to eat breakfast obediently one by one. As the sun rose, the group left the small town and headed towards the Star Do Forest. The small town is not far from the Star Do Forest, about 100 kilometers away, and it takes 2 hours to get there if we speed up the road. From a distance, Yi Feng felt a gust of fresh air blowing towards his face. This is a plant fragrance that only exists in the forest. Taking a deep breath, he felt the pores in his body loosen. Ding, your martial soul feels a strong spiritual power and becomes very active. The evolution rate of your martial soul has been improved, and the progress is 4 out of 10. Ding, your Liuli Xuantian Kungfu is in the Star Do Great Forest. It is easier to practice, and the speed of cultivation has increased by 20%. As soon as he came to the Star Forest, Yi Feng felt the natural benefits brought by this treasure land. As expected, it is the top Star Do Forest where the 3 wild soul beasts gather. I have just entered, and I feel so many benefits that I don't even want to leave. Feeling the active martial soul and soul power in his body, Yi Feng even want to stay here for a while. What's the matter? Ning Rongrong noticed Yi Feng's strangeness and raised his head to ask. It's nothing, I just feel that the aura of heaven and earth in the Star Do Great Forest is strong. If you can stay in this kind of place for a long time, your cultivation speed will increase very quickly. Yi Feng shook his head, and he also knew that this was impossible. If one wants to cultivate in the Star Do Great Forest, one needs a strong strength. No, just here, even Zhao Wuji became cautious. Zhao Wuji is a level 76, battle soul saint, even he dare not act presumptuously in the Star Do Forest, which shows how dangerous this place is. Yi Feng's words also attracted Tang San's attention. He specially slowed down, and felt it by running Xuantian Kungfu, and found that the aura of heaven and earth here was indeed more relaxed. Brother Feng, I heard that in the big sect, there is a mimetic cultivation environment that simulates the natural environment. I wonder if the cultivation speed is faster in the mimetic cultivation environment. Tang San asked curiously. You say it's mimicry, how can it compare to the real one? Although the mimicry cultivation environment of our sect can speed up the cultivation speed to a certain extent, it's not as good as imagined, but relatively speaking, it can make your martial arts. The soul is more adaptable in the mimetic cultivation environment, and the cultivation speed is faster. But mimicry is just mimicry after all. Compared with the top-level cultivation environment of Star Do Forest, it is far behind. Yi Feng explained with a smile. So that's what happened. Tang San suddenly realized. He thought that the reason why Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong's levels were so high was the mimetic cultivation environment. Okay, everyone stop and rest for a while. Zhao Waoqi waved his hand, making everyone stop. As the auxiliary soul master in the team, Oscar hurriedly chanted the spell in a low voice, and began to make the recovery sausage. Along the way, everyone has also realized the benefits of Oscar's sausage, and naturally they no longer dislike his obscene spells. After a long time, they have already gotten used to it, so just pretend they didn't hear it. When everyone started to recover, Zhao Waoqi started the general mobilization before the war. You heard me clearly, the soul beasts in the Star Do Great Forest are very dangerous. Even if they are outside the forest, they may face the attack of 1,000-year or even 10,000-year soul beasts, so after entering the forest, you must unite together, and you can't stay 20 meters away from me. Otherwise, if you encounter a sneak attack by a fast spirit beast, I may not be able to rescue you in time. Zhao Wuji's words made everyone's eyes condense, and even Yi Feng became serious. When hunting soul beasts in the past, Sword Douluo usually took him there, so being with title Douluo was naturally safe, but Zhao Wuji is only a soul sage. Even he has to be careful, let alone protect the rest of them. If he was really in danger, he couldn't even protect himself. Thinking of this, Yi Feng also ignored Tang San's formation, quietly came to Ning Rongrong's side, and said to her, "Follow me later, I will protect your safety." Although judging from the original book, this trip to the Star Do Great Forest can be said to be a risk-free trip, but in the formation Tang San arranged, Ning Rongrong happened to be next to Xiao Wu. Here, Xiao Wu can be said to be an unstable factor. When he encounters the Titan Great Ape, he might get injured by accident, so Yi Feng had to keep Ning Rongrong away from Xiao Wu. Good. Yi Feng's words surprised Ning Rongrong instantly, and his eyes turned into crescent moons. Brother Feng, protect me. By the way, I'm your loyal little brother. Seeing that Zhao Wuji spoke so seriously about the Star Forest, Oscar felt that his small body was a little insecure, and couldn't wait to start looking for a backer. Don't worry, even if there is any danger, Mr. Zhao will stand in front. This time is enough for us to escape. Yi Feng said calmly. Zhao Waoqi nodded in agreement. Yi Feng is right, if there is any danger, the teacher will definitely be at the front. Zhao Wuji felt bitter. Among this group of little fellows, he couldn't afford to offend too many people. If he accidentally put them in danger, he would be finished. End of this chapter. Chapter 86 Phoenix-tailed Cockscomb Snake. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After resting for a while, Oscar made some small sausages and handed one to each of them. My little sausage can remove toxins. Everyone should bring one with them first, so as not to be accidentally poisoned in the forest. I can make it for you before it's too late. Seeing the enthusiastic and proactive Oscar, everyone had a good impression of him. At this time, Tang San also took out several sachet-shaped things, and handed each of them one. This is an insect repellent bag I made myself. After wearing it, I can avoid mosquito bites. Third brother, so you still have such a good thing. You should have taken it out a long time ago. Upon hearing the effect of the insect repellent bag, Ning Rongrong suddenly became excited. I don't know what's going on. Since she was a child, mosquitoes like to bite her the most, and she never tires of it. Okay, everyone is about to rest, let's go in quickly, find the soul ring for Oscar, and come out earlier. Zhao Wuji waved his hand, and of course took the lead. After entering the forest, everyone became vigilant and ready to fight at any time. Only Xiao Wu didn't care at all. She walked up and down, as if she was going home. In fact, this place is indeed Xiao Wu's home. Fortunately, although Xiao Wu was a little excited, she followed Xiao Wuji's instructions and did not leave them 20 meters away, in the Star Do Great Forest. The terrain is very complicated, and in some places, there are no roads at all. That if you want to pass, you have to open the way. This kind of hard work naturally fell on Dai Mubai, because in the team, only he is the most suitable for this kind of hard work. After casting martial soul possession, Dai Mubai popped out a pair of sharp tiger claws, and when he swung the sharp claws, large swaths of thorns were cut open, which didn't affect everyone's forward speed at all. In the forest, Yi Feng's flying advantage was restricted. After thinking about it, he simply handed over the reconnaissance task to Zhu Zhuqing, and he himself stayed by Ning Rongrong's side, always paying attention to the movements around him. Because of the first soul ring, Yi Feng is very sensitive to the air flow in the air, and within a radius of 100 meters, any disturbance can't be hidden from his eyes. With him around, you can effectively avoid being attacked by spirit beasts. Behind Tang San, there was a layer of purple. His eyes scanned the surroundings, alert to the surrounding movements. Ding, your purple demon eyes watched how Tang San used them. If you realize something, your proficiency will increase. Ding, your purple demon eyes watched how Tang San used them. If you realize something, your proficiency will increase. When Tang San used his own magic pupil, Yi Feng heard system prompts from time to time. It didn't take long for the proficiency of Ziji Demon Eye, who was still in the realm of general observation, to improve one after another, and soon reached the level of Deshang, which was close to perfection. Sure enough, following Tang San is still beneficial. It seems that it won't be long before my purple demon eyes can surpass Tang San. After obtaining the purple demon eye, Yi Feng also knew Tang San's realm. His purple demon eyes, after so many years of cultivation, are only at the second level, the subtle state. With Tang San as a mature sample, Yi Feng's purple demon eyes are like having a teacher. As long as Tang San uses the purple extreme demon eyes, he can learn them secretly, and his proficiency will increase rapidly. This state can last until it surpasses Tang San's realm. After this period of contact, Yi Feng has gained a lot from Tang San, and I believe that it won't be long before Tang San can be hollowed out. At that time, he can also go to the Eye of Binghuoliani to plan the fairy grass. Along the way, they also encountered many soul beasts, but these soul beasts had no attack power, so they were not so much soul beasts as wild beasts. The cultivation base of these soul beasts has not been reached for many years and 10 years, and they are not worth hunting at all. Let's change direction. This area should be the activity area of low-level spirit beasts. If we continue to search, it will only waste time. Tang San reminded. Then change the direction. Tang San, you guide the way. Zhao Wuji felt very reasonable when he heard it, so he simply asked Tang San to lead the way. Sure enough, Tang San did not learn from the master for nothing, and his theoretical knowledge was extremely rich. Under his leadership, everyone began to encounter some century-old soul beasts one after another. In fact, Yi Feng also knew this knowledge, but he didn't want to interrupt everyone's progress. If he couldn't meet the man-faced spider because of him, he would be at a big loss. After all, they were all ready to snatch the celestial grass of the ice and fire yin-yang, so they just snatched the external soul bone as well. You must know that the external spirit bone can evolve with the strength of the soul master. This kind of treasure can be used for a lifetime. Of course, Yi Feng didn't want to miss such a good thing. As for what should belong to Tang San, Yi Feng didn't care at all. Since Tang San's name wasn't written on the 8 spider lances, why couldn't he grab it? Maybe Tang San would have to thank him then. An hour later, it was almost noon. It's almost time. Let's take a rest first, eat something and continue looking. At this time, Zhao Wuji gave an order to relax the tense people. Oscar graciously took out the sausages and filled everyone's stomachs, but this time, both Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong refused. The two flipped their wrists, and a pile of cooked food appeared in front of everyone. We asked the hotel to help prepare these yesterday. Although it's already cold, it's still no problem to fill our stomachs. Fatty, come and heat it up. Wow, it turns out that Brother Feng has already made preparations, and I can finally have a full meal today. Seeing that there is food to eat, Ma Hongjun rushed over and began to help warm up. although Oscar's sausage tastes good, it will still get greasy if you eat too much. Be careful, don't attract spirit beasts. Zhao Waoqi reminded. It's okay, Mr. Zhao, I checked this place, and there are no soul beasts around. Feel free to eat boldly. Yifeng smiled, because it is cooked food, it can be eaten with a little heating, and it will not attract spirit beasts. Everyone ate and drank enough, and found a place to rest at random. After resting for about half an hour, Yifeng suddenly changed his expression, pulled Ning Rongrong to stand up, and looked at the place not far ahead vigilantly. At the same time, Zhao Wuji and Tang San also reacted. Get up, something is coming. In an instant, the whole team moved into action and quickly gathered together. At this time, there was a rustling sound, as if a huge soul beast was approaching quickly. Yifeng, let's see what it is. Zhao Wuji said. Yifeng nodded, instantly possessed his martial spirit, spread his wings, flew into the air, and looked into the distant forest. It's a Cockscomb snake. It should be 1,000 years old. Oscar, your soul ring is here. Yifeng's voice came from midair. End of this chapter. Chapter 87 Snake Woman. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Brother Feng, how long do you think it is? As soon as Tang San heard the name of the phoenix-tailed cockscomb snake, Tang San hurriedly raised his head and asked. It's about 6 meters long. Let's not talk about it, it's here, ready to fight, don't let it run away. As soon as the words fell, Yifeng had turned into a phantom and rushed towards the cockscomb snake. Boom, the next moment, Yifeng had already collided with the cockscomb snake. Everyone could only see Yifeng's body, as if ignoring obstacles, shuttled back and forth on the cockscomb snake several times, and every time he flashed, he would leave behind a series of huge wounds. Just when Yifeng restrained the cockscomb snake, thick blue silver grass sprang out from the ground, quickly wrapped around the cockscomb snake, binding it firmly in place. It's done. Looking at the cockscomb snake that was firmly trapped, Oscar jumped up excitedly. Yes, the shot was decisive, and I did not live up to my expectations of you. Although only Yifeng and Tang San took action this time, the others also reacted. Seeing that the cockscomb snake had been dealt with, they just stopped. By the way, Brother Feng, do you think this phoenix-tailed cockscomb snake is suitable for my third spirit ring? After watching it happily for a while and satisfied, Oscar raised his head and asked. Let Xiao Sen answer this question. I think he has a lot of research on soul beasts. Speaking of this, Yifeng looked at Tang San with a smile. Looking at everyone's eyes, Tang San smiled modestly, and didn't refuse. Judging from the color and length of this cockscomb snake, it should be between 300 and 500 years old. The cockscomb snake's attack method is very simple, and it has no poison. But its speed is very fast, especially in terms of instant acceleration. Its ability is very powerful. If Xiao Ao obtains this spirit ring, the spirit skills obtained should be related to speed. For Xiao Ao, this is a soul ring that suits him very well. Little San, you are too powerful, you even know this. Hearing Tang San's narration, Oscar's eyes lit up, and he became excited instantly. Actually, it's nothing. Brother Feng should understand this knowledge, he just didn't say it. Tang San smiled modestly. He hadn't forgotten that the first person who let Oscar absorb the cockscomb snake was Yifeng. Brother Feng was taught by my grandpa Gu himself, how can such knowledge be difficult for him? Ning Rongrong raised his neck proudly, taking it for granted. Ning Rongrong's words made everyone envious. After getting along these few days, they also knew that Yifeng and Ning Rongrong were both taught by the two titled Douluo personally. They are free to envy such superior conditions. Okay, let's not delay. Xiao Ao, hurry up and absorb the soul ring, so as not to have long nights and dreams. Zhao Waoqi waved his hand, interrupting their words. The Star Do Forest is not a safe place. If something unexpected happens, it will be too late to regret. Okay. Hearing this, Oscar didn't care about chatting anymore. He took a dagger from Zhao Waoqi with a look of excitement, and stabbed the cockscomb snake in the forehead. Wait! At this moment, a stern shout came, causing Oscar to tremble in fright, and the dagger that was about to stab was almost frightened. When everyone looked back, there were two figures jumping out from the direction where the cockscomb snake flew just now, appeared in front of everyone in the blink of an eye, two people, one old and one young. The old one was 6 to 70 years old, and she was an old woman with white hair. Holding a snake-headed crutch in her hand, the 6 soul rings on. Her body moved slowly, proving that she was a soul emperor above level 70. Behind the old woman was a beautiful girl, about 16 or 17 years old, dressed in a purple dress, showing her beautiful figure that had just developed. Her appearance made Ma Hongjuan's eyes brighten. He stared straight at her, almost drooling. Needless to say, these two people are Chao Tianxiang and Meng Yiran. Yi Feng watched this scene with great interest, feeling like watching a big drama. Seeing their menacing appearance, Zhao Waoqi's eyes froze, his martial spirit instantly possessed him, and 7 spirit rings flashed under his feet, displaying the unique momentum of a soul sage. "What are you doing to stop us?" Zhao Wuji asked domineeringly, staring at Chao Tianxiang opposite. "Dear soul sage, we are here for this cockscomb snake." Chao Tianxiang coughed lightly on the opposite side, and her voice softened. "Zhao Wuji is a soul sage, she is a soul emperor. If she really wants to fight, she will definitely be defeated, so she can only reason." "Why, you also want this cockscomb snake?" Zhao Wuji looked at Chao Tianxiang dissatisfied. "This cockscomb snake is Oscar's 3rd soul ring, how could it be given to someone else?" "Actually, we discovered this cockscomb snake first, but it escaped accidentally. If you don't believe me, you can take a look at this cockscomb snake. There are 2 scars on its abdomen, which were hit by my crutches." After hearing this, everyone realized that there were indeed 2 scars on the abdomen of the cockscomb snake. Since it escaped, then this cockscomb snake is no longer your prey. Now, this cockscomb snake has been captured by us. Seeing that the prey in his hand was about to fly, Oscar couldn't bear it. Live retorted. "You fart, if we hadn't injured it, would you have easily caught it?" Meng still looked at Oscar angrily. "With our strength, even if it is not injured, we can catch her," Oscar said confidently. "Stop talking nonsense, hurry up and return the cockscomb snake to us, or you will be rude to you." Seeing that he couldn't win Oscar, Meng still waved the snake stick in his hand angrily, as if he was about to strike. "Okay, Iran, wait first." Seeing the tense atmosphere, Chao Tianxiang rubbed Meng Yiran's head, pulled her behind, and then looked at Zhao Wuji. "I haven't asked yet, what is the name of this soul sage?" Although he was a little jealous of Zhao Wuji, it was only a little bit. After all, she is not alone. "It's easy to say, I'm Zhao Waoqi." Zhao Waoqi's eyes flickered. He was thinking whether he should kill them to silence them. Anyway, it's not like he hasn't done this before. "Oh, it turns out that Fudo Ming Wang is in front of me. I am old and fragrant. You can also call me a snake woman. My husband is called Meng Shu, and he is called Duke Long." Looking at Zhao Wuji's eyes that kept flickering, Zhao Tianxiang didn't know what was going on. What was he thinking about? In fact, Chao Tianxiang was also complaining secretly. She knew how Zhao Wuji was. This guy was not a good person at all. In order to avoid accidents, she hastily reported her name, hoping to deter Zhao Wuji. Sure enough, Chao Tianxiang's name is still useful. Seeing that Zhao Wuji was shocked all over, he asked solemnly, "Are you the snake woman among the unrivaled dragon snakes?" End of this chapter. Chapter 88. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chao Tianxiang and Meng Shu have a very famous name, Peerless Dragon and Snake. Zhao Waoqi has also heard of the title of Unrivaled Dragon Snake, especially the Dragon Lord Meng Shu, who has reached the Soul Sage realm a long time ago. After so many years, even if he breaks through to Contra, he may not be able to. If it's just a snake woman, Zhao Wuji doesn't care too much. The big deal is to keep her hands and feet clean, and after killing people to silence her, no one will know. The point is, the unrivaled dragon snake has always been inseparable from the scale, and where the snake lady is, Duke Long must also be there. In this way, things will be difficult. Since Prince Fudo Ming knows his old body, then things will be easy to handle. Seeing Zhao Wuji's expression, Chao Tianxiang breathed a sigh of relief. Actually, I came to this Star Do Great Forest just to find a 3rd spirit ring for my granddaughter. I think the children around you are not very old, and they probably can't absorb the 1,000-year spirit ring. Why don't you give me some face and put it on? How can I give it to me? I owe you a favor. From Chao Tianxiang's point of view, among the children Zhao Waoqi brought, Dai Mubai, the oldest, was only 15 or 16 years old. It was impossible for him to reach the 30th rank. Sister Snake, this matter is a bit difficult to handle. Zhao Wuji put on a look of embarrassment, but he was secretly slandering in his heart, although you Kaoxiangxiang have some reputation, but after all, Duke Long Mengshu is not here now. If you want to make him back down with a few words, I am afraid too much. Why is it so difficult? We were the first to discover this Cockscomb snake, and we have been hunting it down. If it weren't for you, we would have caught it long ago. Meng still snorted angrily. Said. Chao Tianxiang next to him was also very dissatisfied. Feudo Mingo, it seems that you don't want to return this Cockscomb snake to us. Hey, the soul beasts in the Star Do Great Forest are all ownerless. Although you may have discovered this Cockscomb snake first, we are the ones who caught it now. You need its soul ring, and so do I. Need it, why can't you give it to me? Zhao Wuji asked with a sneer. What do you mean, your students also need the soul ring of the Cockscomb snake? Chao Tianxiang stared blankly at Zhao Wuji, her eyes full of disbelief. In her heart, her granddaughter broke through level 17 at the age of is already very remarkable. She never thought that some of these children in front of her would actually need a 1,000-year soul ring. Naturally. Zhao Waoqi nodded, full of complacency. Who is this person? Chao Tianxiang looked at Dai Mubai, who was the oldest in the crowd. Zhao Wuji shook his head, turned around and said to Yifeng and the others, it seems that Senior Snake Palm doesn't believe in your strength. Boys, activate your martial soul, and let this senior take a look at the strength of our Shrek Academy. Following Zhao Wuji's order, everyone began to release their martial spirits. In an instant, a bright light bloomed, and the dazzling color of the soul ring moved slowly on everyone. Chao Tianxiang and Meng still stared at them dumbfounded, unable to close their mouths. Tang San, Ma Hongjun, Oscar, Zhu Zhuqing, Xiao Wu, needless to say, the 5 of them have 2 spirit rings all over their bodies. Although it is surprising, it is not shocking, but the 3 bright spirit rings on Dai Mubai and Ning Rongrong's bodies are a bit surprising. Finally, when they saw 5 soul rings on Yifeng, 2 yellow, 2 purple, 1 black, they couldn't believe their eyes. 5 rings. Soul King. Chao Tianxiang asked dryly after a long time. Of course, haven't you already seen it? Zhao Waoqi smiled, but secretly delighted in his heart. Finally, someone was as shocked as he was. Back then, when he first discovered Yifeng's level, he was almost like this. How is this possible? Young man, how old are you this year? Chao Tianxiang looked at Yifeng as if he was looking at a monster. 12 years old, why? Yifeng withdrew his martial spirit and asked with a smile, I have to say that this kind of pretentious feeling really makes people feel refreshed. Every time Yifeng sees others so surprised, he feels very refreshed. 12, you're only 12 years old, it's hard to survive. Chao Tianxiang couldn't comment on Yifeng at this moment. All she knew was that the Cockscomb snake seemed to be coming back, but thinking that this Cockscomb snake was the prey they had been chasing for 2 whole days, they were very unwilling to give up like this. What's the matter? Can these students of mine still catch your eyes? Looking at Chao Tianxiang's shocked eyes, Zhao Wuji also asked with a secret smile. Chao Tianxiang barely suppressed the shock in her heart, and asked calmly, you are indeed a student of Feudo Myoko. I wonder which one of these people needs the soul ring of the Cockscomb snake. It's this kid. Zhao Waoqi patted Oscar's shoulder. I'm also miserable. This kid didn't break through sooner or later, but he did break through 2 days ago. No, he collided with Senior Snake Woman. Looking at Oscar's young face, Chao Tianxiang's face darkened. Brother Zhao, since both of us are reluctant to part with this Cockscomb snake, why not follow the rules of the Soul Master World? What do you think? What rules? Zhao Waoqi was a fool before, and he didn't understand the rules of the Soul Master World at all. Ms. Zhao, What this senior means is that when both parties meet a prey at the same time, and both parties don't want to give up, then use a duel to determine the ownership of the prey. Yi Feng reminded from the side. How can this work? It's not like you don't know, Oscar is a food-type soul master, and has no attack power at all, no. Hearing this, Zhao Waoqi shook his head repeatedly. He's from the food department. At this moment, Chao Tianxiang was shocked again. The difficulty of cultivating the food system is recognized, but judging from Oscar's age, he is only 13 or 14 years old, breaking through level 50 at this age, although the talent is not as good as Yi Feng, who is over level, but it is still very evil. Grandma, what should I do now? I want this Cockscomb snake to be my third soul ring. Meng Yiran hugged Chao Tianxiang's arm, acting coquettishly. This. Chao Tianxiang looked at Zhao Wuji hesitantly, feeling very embarrassed. In fact, when she saw the level of Yi Feng and others, she had almost given up. It was only for her precious granddaughter that she had to brazenly try to fight for it, but now that she knew that Oscar was a food-type soul master, she was embarrassed to talk about a duel. Seeing Chao Tianxiang's appearance, Zhao Wuji was also a little bit embarrassed. After all, he didn't know if Duke Long was nearby. If Duke Long was provoked, he would have no choice but to run away, but if he was asked to let the Cockscomb snake out, he would definitely not want to. Ms. Zhao, why don't I do it this way? I'll act for Oscar. My level is 29, so it shouldn't be considered an advantage. Just when Zhao Wuji was struggling, Tang San stood up. End of this chapter. Chapter 89. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hearing Tang San said that he was willing to play instead of Oscar, Zhao Waoqi's eyes lit up, but he felt that it was a bit uneconomical, so he scolded. What's the matter with you? He is at level 29, you are only at level, and the levels are different. Teacher Zhao, I'm sure. Tang San said firmly. In fact, after such a long time, he could tell that Snake Lady and Mr. Zhao were both jealous of each other, and from their conversations, he knew that there should be another powerful person who came with Snake Lady, so the longer the delay, the worse it will be for them. Ms. Zhao, we should trust Xiao San. I know his strength, so it's okay. You let him take action, so as not to have long nights and dreams. At this time, Yi Feng also persuaded. Hearing that Tang San was willing to make a move, Yi Feng's eyes lit up. Good shot. As long as Tang San makes a shot, he will have a chance to copy the spirit ability. Okay, let's do it that way. Zhao Wuji nodded, looked at Snake Woman and said, Senior Snake Woman, you heard what we said, my disciple is willing to replace Oscar. If he loses, the crested snake will belong to you. If he wins, the crested snake will be ours. What do you think? Hearing this, Chao Tianxiang turned to look at Meng Yiran. Grandma, let's agree, I can win. Meng still said confidently. Okay, I agree, whoever wins will get this Cockscomb snake. Chao Tianxiang nodded with a smile on his face. In her eyes, her granddaughter is the most powerful. With her strength of level 29, if she can lose against a soul master of level, she will be ashamed to take on this Cockscomb snake. Good brother, the future of brother is in your hands. Oscar patted Tang San on the shoulder and said emotionally. Don't worry, your future is still very long, I will definitely win this spirit ring for you. Tang San smiled, and came to the open space first. My name is Tang San, the spirit of blue silver grass, a level 29 control system battle soul master. Meng Yiran, Wuhuan Snake Staff, a level, battle spirit master. At the same time, Meng Yiran also stood up. Please. Tang San smiled slightly, stretched out his hand and made a gesture of please. Tang San's smile made Meng Yiran feel as if he was mocking. His eyes turned cold at the moment. He stomped his feet, holding a snake stick like Tang San rushed over, facing the attack. Tang San followed the ghost shadow fascination. His hands showed the color of white jade, his eyes were filled with a layer of purple, and he went forward without any fear. Little San, come on, Yi Feng pulled Ning Rongrong, watching Tang San's every movement with bright eyes. It's not easy. The fast man Tang San finally used his special skills. Ding, your ghost shadow Mizone watched Tang San's footwork, and his mood was uplifted, his proficiency improved slightly, and he broke through to the proficiency level. Ding, your martial spirit sensed Tang San's use of the Xuanyu hand, instantly entered a state of agitation, and began to forcibly imitate the opponent's spirit skills. Ding, the simulation was successful, you got the Xuanyu hand. Ding, your purple demon eyes. Ding. As Tang San and Meng Yiran fought back and forth, Yi Feng also gained a lot from the side. Meng Yiran's strength was indeed very strong. Facing her, even Tang San had to use all his skills. Now, Yi Feng has almost copied the martial arts recorded in the Xuantian treasure. Tang San's soul skills, apart from the chaotic cloaking wind hammer technique and hidden weapons, all that are useful to Yi Feng are the knowledge about fairy grass. To him, Tang San's value seemed to be getting lower and lower. Yi Feng decided that next, he must seize the time to get the knowledge of immortal grass from Tang San, and then he can go to extract his spoils. But before that, we have to get the external spirit bone first. Thinking of this, Yi Feng silently glanced at Xiao Wu next to him, with a smile in his eyes. It's just that Xiao Wu was nervously watching Tang San's battle right now, and didn't notice this. At this time, the battle on the field has become more and more intense. Although she is a woman, Meng Yiran has always been in the main attacking position, wielding the snake staff in her hand, opening and closing, striking fiercely and mercilessly, and Tang San seemed to try his best to block it, but his hands moved with ease, a pair of white jade palms. Every time the opponent returned in vain, hitting it, Meng Yiran seemed to have been hit with a real fire, only to see the first spirit ring and the second spirit ring under her feet light up at the same time. His body was like a soft snake, his movements became extremely strange. When he stretched out his hand, a series of snake blades like hidden weapons spit out from the snake staff, directly approaching Tang San's vitals. Third brother, be careful. Seeing Meng Yiran's sudden move, Xiao Wu outside the arena screamed and almost couldn't help rushing forward. Ding 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 ding. At the critical moment, Tang San's gaze was like lightning, his hands flashed one phantom after another. He advanced instead of retreating, and even reached out actively, catching Meng Yiran's snake blade as if catching a hidden weapon. Ding, your hidden weapon technique has been completely understood after watching the hidden weapon. You are emotional, and you vow to evolve. Your proficiency has been greatly improved, and your realm has reached the level of proficiency. Sneak attack with hidden weapons is exactly what Tang San is good at. Deciphering hidden weapons has been integrated into instinct. Even if he is attacked suddenly, Tang San can catch all the snake blades with ease, making Meng Yiran's sneak attack come back without success. Back to you. Taking advantage of the snake blade in his hand not disappearing, Tang San wiped his hands and returned the snake blade. Meng Yiran didn't expect that Tang San not only received her sneak attack unharmed, but also returned the snake blade. He looked stunned for a moment, but he didn't react. Just when she was about to be injured, a strong wind blew by, and Chao Tianxiang's figure appeared in front of Meng Yiran, and with a wave of her hand, she immediately took all the attacks. We lost this battle. Looking deeply at Tang San, Chao Tianxiang said expressionlessly. Afraid of Chao Tianxiang's sudden attack, Zhao Wuji stood in front of Tang San in time, laughed and cupped his hands. I've accepted, Senior Chao Tianxiang. Little Ao, what are you still doing? Hurry up and absorb your spirit ring. Here, Yi Feng looked at Tang San with unsatisfied interest, and stretched out his hand to push Oscar next to him. Oh, I'll go right away. Oscar reacted, holding a dagger and walking towards the crested cocksnake beside him. This time, no one stopped him, and Oscar successfully completed the kill. After the Cockscomb snake's soul ring appeared, Oscar hurriedly summoned his martial soul, pulled the newly appeared soul ring over, and began to absorb it. Yi Feng led Xiao Wu, Ma Hongjun and others to surround Oscar calmly, protecting him. You little fellows, what are you doing in such a hurry? Soul rings can't run away. Zhao Waoqi laughed loudly, but the look in his eyes was extremely smug. Fudo Ming Wang, the Green Mountains will not change. The green waters will flow forever, and we will meet later. Seeing that her granddaughter's third soul ring was gone, Chao Tianxiang's expression was extremely ugly. If Duke Long wasn't around, maybe she would have made a move long ago. How could Zhao Wuji be proud here? End of this chapter. Chapter 90 Tang 3 Breakthrough. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 90 Tang San's Breakthrough. Putting down the harsh words, Xuantian took Mengyi ran away. Without the Cockscomb snake, she had to find another soul beast for her granddaughter, but she remembered this matter today, and if given the chance, she would definitely get it back. Looking at the backs of them leaving, Zhao Wuji also heaved a sigh of relief. After all, he was also afraid of being delayed for a long time. And Duke Long would come to his door, the reason why Snake Woman and Duke Long are called unparalleled dragon snakes is because they can jointly perform a martial soul fusion skill that in a short period of time. Even title Douluo can compete against one or two. If it weren't for this, he wouldn't have gained such a great reputation. Without the interruption of other people, Oscar also began to concentrate on absorbing the soul ring of the Cockscomb snake. The age of this Cockscomb snake is not too high, only about 300 years, and the energy in it is very mild. Oscar absorbed it very smoothly. After Chao Tianxiang and the others walked for about half an hour, Oscar completed the absorption of the soul ring. As a layer of pink light enveloped his whole body, Oscar opened his eyes. In this layer of light, a purple soul ring appeared under Oscar's feet, which combined with the two yellow soul rings in front, complemented each other brilliantly. Xiao Ao, congratulations on becoming a food-type soul master. Zhao Wuji, who had been paying attention to him all the time, congratulated with a smile. Hey, thanks to everyone's help, otherwise I wouldn't be able to get my third soul ring. Oscar scratched his head, with a simple and honest smile on his face. Congratulations, Xiao Ao, hurry up and see what your third spirit ring skill is, let us see and see. Dai Mubai laughed loudly. Let's go back and talk about this. Originally, Oscar was very happy, but Dai Mubai's words made him unable to laugh. What, is your third soul skill another very wretched soul curse? Don't worry, we will definitely not laugh at you this time. Looking at Oscar's expression, Ma Hongjun instantly guessed the reason, and suppressed a smile. Said comfortingly. Then it's settled, after listening to my soul curse, you must not laugh. Oscar looked at everyone seriously, and asked worriedly. Hurry up, we will never laugh. Dai Mubai urged with a straight face, afraid that he couldn't help laughing out loud. The others also nodded hastily, wanting to see how amazing Oscar's third soul ability is. It's a pity that Oscar was quite nervous at this meeting, and he didn't notice the ridicule in everyone's eyes at all. I have a mushroom sausage. After a long time, Oscar finally stretched out his hands and recited the incantation of the third soul skill, puff. Just after Oscar finished reading, a group of people laughed out loud at the same time. Even the serious Zhao Wuji couldn't help laughing. You liars, didn't you just agree not to laugh? Oscar pointed at them aggrievedly. I'm sorry, I didn't intend to laugh, but unfortunately I couldn't help it. Yifeng smiled all over his face. Originally, a spell or something wasn't that funny, but with Oscar's tweaking movements, he couldn't help it. I'm sorry, I didn't hold back. Ning Rongrong laughed so much that she lay on Yifeng's body, unable to straighten up for a long time. Humph, I knew it. Laugh if you want. Anyway, my sausage is very effective. If you dare to laugh at me, I won't give him sausage in the future. Oscar said dissatisfiedly, holding up the sausage in his hand. Oscar's mushroom sausage looks very weird. The sausage itself is a bit similar to the first soul ring recovery sausage, but the strange thing is that this sausage has a mushroom head growing on it. The appearance of that sausage is very intriguing, especially a few men, looking at the sausage with weird eyes, wanted to say something, but felt embarrassed to say it. Xiao Ao, you have to see what your mushroom sausage looks like before you speak. Yifeng kindly reminded. What's wrong with my mushroom sausage? Oscar looked down at the mushroom sausage in his hand, his voice became weaker and his eyes became more and more strange. Why did this happen? Oscar asked sadly and angrily. Now, everyone couldn't help laughing anymore. Why are you laughing? My third soul ability is flying, it can make people fly into the sky. Oscar said angrily. Able to fly into the sky? Everyone looked at Oscar in shock. Flying, it sounds simple, but it is actually a very powerful ability. All soul masters, as long as they don't have a flying martial soul and their strength has not reached Contra, can take advantage of the battle if they can fly, just like Yifeng, with the strength of his soul king. When he really fights, even the soul emperor dares to challenge him. This is the advantage of being able to fly, and Flender and Zhao Waoqi. Why Flender can be the boss is not because he can fly and bully Zhao Waoqi in battle, otherwise, who of the two of them is the boss may not be sure. But now Oscar told them that his third spirit ability can make people fly, which is amazing. Ahem, I haven't finished yet. My flying spirit ability can allow people to fly in the sky for a minute. Looking at everyone's surprised eyes, Oscar was so happy that his mouth almost reached the back of his ears. Damn it, little AO, let me tell you, if your skin is itchy, it's only been a minute, what's the use? Dai Mubai scolded angrily. Why is it useless? You don't know, my flying speed for 1 minute is calculated according to the speed of the Cockscomb snake. Oscar said proudly. What? Hearing that the flying speed was the same as that of the Cockscomb snake, even Tang San was surprised. You must know that the speed of the Cockscomb snake is very fast. Although it is only a short 1 minute, this 1 minute is enough to fly 2,000 meters away. Very good soul skill. Yifeng nodded. Although this speed is not as fast as his, it is very good whether it is used for fighting or escaping. Don't forget, Oscar is a food-type soul master, who can make other people have the ability to fly. After knowing the effect of Oscar's soul ability, everyone no longer cared about the appearance of the mushroom sausage, and everyone was quite moved. Haha, now you know how powerful I am. Oscar proudly showed off his mushroom sausage. Well, yes, it's not suitable to stay here. Since Xiao Ao has obtained the third spirit ring, then let's go first. It just so happens that it's not completely dark yet, so go out early, and you can rest in the town for a night. Zhao Waoqi clapped his hands, ready to take everyone away. Mr. Zhao, we can't leave yet. I broke through level, just now, and I want to get my third spirit ring by the way. Tang San said suddenly. You also broke through? Zhao Wuji widened his eyes, looking at Tang San in surprise. The others were not much better, especially Dai Mubai, who felt a sense of crisis in his heart. Originally, he was old. If his strength was surpassed, it would be really shameful, although his strength has long been surpassed by Yifeng. End of this chapter.